Hello. It's been another week? I have a bit of a cold, so I think I said this last week too. I feel like I've had this like lingering cold. That's like off and on, off and on. Today it's just like a very congested nose. I don't feel that sick though, so I just sound kind of icky. Um, it has been so snowy here in Utah. The last 2 days has been a snow day for my kids, so they have not been in school, which I think I've said this before as well. I really actually like it when they're home. It makes working a little more tricky, just to keep them quiet and keep them from coming in and interrupting me. But they're really helpful with Hazel, and Hazel absolutely loves it. They just left on a sled with Hazel to take her, I don't even know where. She's all bundled up and she's excited to get out in the snow. We've had like 3 feet of snow in the valley, which is a lot of snow for Utah, where I live. So it's been a lot of just hanging out at home. It almost kind of feels like COVID back when we were on quarantine. Yesterday, like I really couldn't get out of my driveway. There was so much snow. So anyways, we've been hunkering down. I thought maybe I'll make a video. So I want to talk about, and I've talked about this, I don't know if I were to go back in all my old videos so many times about weight gain, but one of the things that can be really helpful tool when you're experiencing your body changing and you're noticing visible changes that are not, you can't like talk yourself out of, you can't deny that that's happening. You're seeing cellulite, you're seeing rolls, you're seeing stretch marks, your pants aren't fitting, things are happening, like physical, tangible things that are proof that weight gain is happening. Not just I'm gaining so much weight and like, are you really? No, like really actually when weight is coming on. What you can tell yourself. Sorry, just 1 second. Scout. Scout's at the door, our little dog, whining for Piper, who just left on the sled. Say hi. This is a side note. She got shaved because she was so matted at the groomers. And she just looks like a little like Chihuahua poodle now. Anyways, okay, so when you notice it coming on, something that you can say to yourself instead of something, in the past where I have talked about like, oh, you can tell yourself it's good and it needed to happen and, you're getting your life back. You could say those things, but another thing that you could try is just like this kind of fake it till you make it, kind of this allowance of it happening, kind of welcoming it like a unwanted guest. If a guest were to show up and you weren't really planning on them, would you be like, oh my gosh, please go home? Like, I did not invite you here. Get out of the house, go home, do not come back. You would never do that. You'd be like, oh my gosh, come in, have a seat. Let me get you some drinks. How are you, right? You would probably still be cordial and nice even if you weren't wanting that guest. And I want you to be that same way with weight gain and your body changing. You notice it and it's like, oh my gosh, yes, you're here, you've arrived. I'm so glad. I'm so happy to see you. I hope you stick around. This is wonderful. Yes, I'm so excited about this. And you kind of just become this actress. So pretend like you have an audience of people who are watching you and you have to convince them that you're not afraid of weight gain. Now, if they were all watching you and you're sitting down and you notice like you're picking at your legs and you notice cellulite and you freak out and oh my gosh, and then you cover it and you hide it, your audience is going to be like, wow, she is really afraid of weight gain. But if you're like, oh yeah, baby, and you're pinching it, you're like, yeah, bring it on. Yeah, I love this. Your audience is going to be like, huh, seems like she's not afraid. And so it's just really being over dramatic about things that are happening that you have had old responses to that are typically panic, fear, resistance, seeking reassurance that it's okay. I want you to stop doing all that. Just if that hasn't worked, if that works, great. If it hasn't worked, try experimenting with just the radical acceptance of what is. Yeah, I am. You have the thought of, oh my gosh, I'm getting so fat. And instead of being like, what do I do about it? Oh my gosh, I hope this stops. Like, this is going to stop, right? This is just overshoot. I feel like this is overshoot. People have said this is overshoot and then it comes back down. And then I'm going to look up videos that talk about overshoot. I'm going to read articles about it. I'm going to read the Minnesota starvation experiment about how they say that the men went over and then down. All that seeking reassurance, if that was helping, it would have helped by now. But you have spent hours upon thousands of hours researching reassurance for what you're doing to be okay, and it doesn't help. And so what I'm telling you is, how about we just start trying? Yeah, I am getting fat. Oh well, right? Even if you are really actually scared inside, just, yeah, I am. So it's a different response to a thought that you have totally different response. And your brain's gonna be like, what is she doing? Why isn't she reacting? Why isn't she afraid? Why is she not freaking out? And then you keep doing that. And then you notice stretch marks. You're like, oh my gosh, yes, stretch marks and cellulite. I noticed it in the same day. Woo, yes, yes. This is great. I love this. I love this. And the harder it is for you to do, the more you need to keep doing it. Okay. I did this and I noticed that it started to like relax my mind around it. I no longer had to feel like I had to fix it. It wasn't a problem that needed to be solved. It wasn't this fear or this threat to me anymore. It was just kind of like, what's happening? Whatever, and stop caring so much. I heard this great quote and I can't remember where it was, but it was by Viktor Frankl, and it was, the space between stimuli and response is the space where you find freedom and peace. No, freedom and power. I think that's it. The space between stimuli and response, so the space between like when you have the thought and then how you respond, that in between, is going to be that space that you create there is going to give you the power and freedom that you so badly want. And so when you notice that you have an intrusive thought, you have an eating disordered thought, and you have this normal response, pause, distance yourself from the thought and pause. Give yourself enough time to kind of like, hey, yes, I'm excited. I'm having a different response to this. This is so wonderful. That's where you're going to find power, and your response is going to change, and it's no longer going to rule you, because that response is making you do things you shouldn't be doing when you're in recovery. It's making you do eating disorder behaviors. It's making you do compulsions that you're trying to break away from. So changing that space in between, like I said, the stimulus or the stimuli, the thought, and the response is going to help a ton with that. So practice that. Practice when you have a thought, I notice my brain is generating that thought that I'm fat. Oh yeah, I know what I do with that. Yes, I'm so excited. I am getting fat. This is great. There's nothing to be worried about here. This is a wonderful thing. Okay. Your brain is going to respond differently over time as you keep doing that. You're not going to have that panic when you notice your body changing. Your brain is going to adapt to it. Hopefully I made myself clear in this video. Hopefully my points come across. Basically, you're an actor or an actress, and you are trying to fool your audience into thinking that all the things you're terrified of in recovery are actually quite awesome and amazing, and you're really excited about them. Same thing with grocery shopping. You're grocery shopping, and you're trying to convince your audience you're not afraid of any food. Now, if you're going up and down the aisle and you're looking and you're searching and you're standing in front of the bread aisle and you're looking at all of them, you're checking the labels of all of them, and then you're putting that one back and you grab that one and then you check that one and you put that one back and then you circle back around, you come back. Your audience is like, you're freaking joking me. You're obviously terrified of this. What are you doing? And guess what? Your brain's observing the same thing. But if you go to the store and you're like, okay, audience, is everyone watching? You ready for this? Ooh, yeah, bread, white bread, this, I want that, and the buns, give me the brioche bread and the cinnamon bread, and you throw it all in your cart, and then you keep going. Your audience is going to be like, she's excited about food. Yeah, that's good. She is not afraid of food at all. She is loving it. Your brain's going to catch on to the same thing. Okay, so those are a couple of examples that you can start practicing in your own recovery, and there's going to be many others you can implement this tool in, but start there. Also, I just noticed I'm wearing the same sweatsuit. I posted on Instagram, my daughters and I got this sweatsuit. Is it Friday? No, it's Thursday. It's been almost a week since we got it, and I'm not gonna lie, I've worn it a lot since we got it, and so have my girls. I did wash it once. So here it is, and I just realized I'm wearing the video. So next time I make a video, to be continued. We'll see if I'm still wearing it or not. Anyways, I hope that you have a good afternoon, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.